Welcome to the 2021-2022 850 Elite Parent Meeting. We're so happy you're here. I am Terry Fidanza. I am a certified life coach, and I coach the girls from here up. Tell your players to ask me nothing about volleyball because I don't know it. We have lots of people that know lots of things, but not me. I do, however, know how to motivate girls. I know how to manage stress. I deal with all kinds of women-owned businesses, and I am specifically focused on women because I have 4 daughters, and so I have a lot of field experience with coaching girls through stuff. I'm also a little bit in love with lionesses, which you'll see when you go to the restroom through the double doors and to the left. See how I did that? That was good, right? So I started this center because I was on safari in South Africa, nothing to do with volleyball, on safari in South Africa, and I saw lionesses working together as a pride, and the ranger said that lionesses are solitary. Cats are solitary by nature. They don't hang out in packs, but the lions just figured out that if they don't hang together and support each other, they won't survive and thrive. So that made a big difference. And also, it's the lioness's job to do all the work in the pride. All the lions do is protect territory and mate. Who does that sound like? Kidding, just kidding, not really. Not true. So the lionesses are all powerful for the pride of lions. And I thought if I could create that power here on a court so that girls are supporting each other and working together, it would be phenomenal. So that's why we started 850. My husband and I, where is he? David? He left. Okay, so he built the building, and I hired the best coaches in the business, starting with Sammy Nimchai. Say hi, Sammy. Hi, Sammy. Yes. USAV Coach of the Year 2019-20, right? 2021. Dang it, I'm sorry. 2021. It all blends together. It all blends together. So we have the best coaches in Northwest Florida. We are all about working together as a pride of lionesses or a team. So if you guys have your little PowerPoint, I'm going to kind of go through it pretty quickly, and because most of it is just sort of self-evident. Dun, 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 dun. All right, and if I could find it. I downloaded it, I promise I did. Everybody else got it? I wrote it, you think I'd remember it. And if you don't, it's not a big deal. It is gonna be, it's on Facebook right now, and it's on the website as well. So, our motto is attitude. Is she laughing at me?
She's laughing at me.
Oh, she's laughing at you? Oh, thank God. Lonnie, be sweet and supportive like a lioness, man. Okay, attitude is everything is our motto because we believe that a supportive attitude, if things are going well, if things are going badly, it makes the biggest difference in the results of your experience. Sometimes that means winning. Sometimes it doesn't mean winning, but it means leaving the court feeling amazing. So teamwork is the ability as a group to accomplish what one single individual cannot, and that's what I learned in Africa. One lioness alone is just a meal for a bigger cat, but together they can survive. Our goal is to develop young athletes into the strongest, most skilled, and mentally composed individual they can be. And that's my job, is the mental composition. So girls don't get freaked out if they make a mistake. We encourage making mistakes because that's how you learn. Our expectations, our coaches expect a maximum effort and a positive outlook. We'll always support our teammates regardless of the score. So who's had the experience of watching their kid or playing where one teammate gets down on themselves and the whole team crashes? Anybody seen that? That is our focus so that that doesn't happen. Does that mean that we're 100% great at that? No, because we're all humans. But it's our focus. Our focus is supporting each other so that no matter what happens, you're going to feel good about the game. Our coaching philosophy is based on the growth mindset. So growth mindset is basically, it's all about the process. It's not about the results. It's all about learning and trying new things. If something doesn't work, we're going to try something different. Fixed mindset is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. Also, that is the definition of insanity according to Einstein. But fixed mindsets don't grow, okay? They stay in the same place. And I know you guys have all seen players that are phenomenal at 12, and then at 16 they're not getting better because they're not growing mentally. They have to grow mentally, and that's what our focus is. The next couple of slides are all about that. Growth, 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 growth. That's what we're into. Our coaching system is the gold medal square system. It's the same system that's used by the U.S. Olympic team and the U.S. national team. It is a system based on scientific principles. So basically what they did was they got together and they got all of this data and figured out what serve is most successful, what approach on a hit is most successful, what way to set is most successful based on results, and they put that together as a volleyball system. And all of our coaches teach the same system. We have, of course, the best coach anywhere, Sammy, who came in who was not a gold medal square coach. But tell us your experience with gold medal square, Sam. What they use.
Well, that's why I've been doing the established club. This is the club that's always been gold medal square. In our region, we were the first one. We were the only one for the first 3 years gold medal square. So
A50 elite in the whole region. I just wanted to underscore that. Go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
People, other clubs like, and then they saw how successful we were. Then different clubs started becoming gold medal square. Now, if you really look, a lot of the clubs in our region are gold medal square. Whether they teach it or not, they will say they're gold medal square. But it works. It's easy. It's easy for the kids to learn. It's easy for coaches to teach. That's all it is.
Thank you, Sam. Okay, he didn't even know he was going to speak. That was good. That's growth mindset, y'all. Like, oh my gosh, she really just pointed to me. Okay, I'm going to step into it and do. That's it. Growth mindset. So our programs, we have a club grassroots program that is for 8 to 12-year-olds, and these are kids that are new to volleyball. And this program begins in January, and we'll do tryouts probably later in November. Registration, sorry. No tryouts because I won't let there to be any cuts in grassroots. We'll just take anybody we get. We love grassroots. And teams will compete in 1 to 2 tournaments here, and then they'll compete at Gulf Coast Regionals. Again, 8 to 12-year-olds. We also have additional programs in the summer and fall. That's weird. This wasn't updated. Okay, summer and fall, not just summer, sorry. And we begin those in May and we run through October. So those are skills clinics, positional clinics, and then we have a youth skills camp for kids of all ages and skill levels to just get in and love volleyball. Our teams break down. So we have 4 different levels of team. We have a white team, which are developmental teams, ages 12 to 14. They compete in 4 first serve regional tournaments, and we'll get to the practice schedule a little bit later. The gray teams are our regional teams. They'll compete in a minimum of 1 national tournament and 5 regional tournaments plus Gulf Coast regionals. Now, granted, I'm going to tell you all the teams. That doesn't mean we'll have all of those teams every season. It depends on who comes to tryouts. But this is what we support. Okay. Then we have the blue team, which is the #1 power team. They're national teams. They compete in a minimum of 5 national tournaments and 2 regional tournaments plus regional championships. And then we have the black team, which is the 2 power team. And they're national teams as well. They'll compete in a minimum of 5 national tournaments and 2 regional tournaments. Those are the levels. Questions?
What's power 1 and power 2?
Ah, there we go. So basically it is when you go to a national tournament, they'll have you rate your teams. So the 1 team is the most skilled at that time, and the 2 team is not quite as skilled, but still national level team.
When she says national tournaments, she just means tournaments outside of our region, just so you know. Yeah.
What she said. Yes.
And what's the age of the players with the blue and black?
So blue and black
All
teams,
ages.
all ages.
12 through 18, yep.
Yep.
Whatever, like she said about our developmental teams, like we can support whatever skill levels we have come to tryouts. So just because we list a gray team doesn't mean we'll have a regional team for each age group, and vice versa. Just because we list a blue team, our national or power 1 team doesn't mean we'll have that for that age group. It depends on the skill level that we see at tryouts. And then once teams are made, coaches kind of discuss and decide what level their team is, and then we go according to that.
And this is Jacqueline Meloto.
Yes, hi.
She is my my #2,
Oh.
my #1. If I'm #1, you're 2. I don't know. She's like my right-hand person. So, also I think we have Megan in the back, Megan Schierliger. She is our in-house goddess that helps with all parent questions. If you call the phone, you're going to get Megan to call you back. So she's in-house. Jack helps with all kinds of things. And then we have a long-distance person that does our registration for tournaments and hotels, etc. And her name is Rachel. So she also answers the 850 email and Facebook. So if you have any messages on there, you'll be talking to Rachel. Meet the coaches. What is that? You guys, we rehearsed this.
Sorry, I have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
One more
So,
question.
not having done this before.
Yes.
Is it one big tryout in the sense, I mean, obviously rotation or something, and then you're kind of saying, okay, this person has that skills, and you're documenting which person goes to this.
Yes. Yes. And we're going to
have-
actually go through that
Yeah.
in detail. But great question. Move along.
She told me to stop.
Move along.
I missed it part of the training. I'm just kind of following along.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's good. No, yeah. Then you're behind the camera.
That's great.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I'm Terry Sponzak. I already introduced myself. Okay. We have. Really? Okay. We have Coach Bryce. We have Coach Brooka. We have Coach Brittany, who is not here. She's playing at Fuds today. Coach Chris. There he is. Coach, yeah, raise your hand, please. Coach Diana. Coach Jack, you already met. James, and he is not here today as well. Coach Jenna. And Coach Lonnie's back there. Coach Matt.
Sunshine.
Sunshine. We like to call him Sunshine. Coach Tom. And then we have new coaches this year, and we only have one in residence. Everybody else had other commitments today. Coach Joy, Coach Kelly, Coach Madison, and Coach Willie. Where is he? There he is. Coach Willie. There we go. Doesn't he look kind of imposing? Like he makes me feel like he looks like a bouncer. In fact, all of our complaints are going to go to Coach Willie this year. That's not true. It'll go to me. It's not true. Then we also have Dr. Jen Gaddy, who is our in-house physical therapist. She's a doctor of physical therapy. This is her room in here. So she is the best physical therapist I've ever encountered in my life. And she helps she does all of our warm-ups, warm-up routines, and speed and agility programming. And then her email, no, that's a website. Website is for individual appointments. So she is her own thing in that she has her own business, but she helps all of our players. She's amazing. Okay, team assignments. So our 12U team will be Coach Lonnie and Coach Bryce. Coach Lonnie's the back. Coach Bryce. Our 13U team is Coach Madison, who has actually played for us before and also played at Troy. And she came back home, and so now she is coaching for us. And Coach Sammy is going to back her up and make sure she stays on track. And Coach Jack and Coach Willie are going to be coaching our 14 teams.
He's very excited.
He looks excited. This is excited.
That's my dad. I can say that.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. And we've got Coach James and his daughter Coach Jalen. Yes. So they're going to be coaching our 15s team. And they'll probably coach 15 blue, and Coach Brittany will coach 15 black, just again, depending upon who we have show up and what skill level we have show up. And then 16s is Coach Sammy and Coach Jenna. And 16s or 17s, depending upon who we need, where we need her, is Coach Brooka. And Coach Brooka was kind of a phenom. I mean, everybody's a phenom. But Coach Brooka was all-around player at someplace with a T. Which
Texas
one?
A&M.
That's it.
I'll say it for her.
Yeah.
We're very proud of that.
We're-
Texas A&M, if you didn't hear us.
Yeah, yeah. So she's kind of amazing. And then we have Coach Lonnie and Coach Chris. She's still back there. Okay. They're doing our 17s team. And 18s is going to be Coach Matt, also phenomenal. And you're welcome to call him Sunshine if you like. Yes. We call him Sunshine. I love you so much. Okay. He's just a ray of sunshine. Do you want to talk just for a minute right now about the Next Level Consulting?
Just let them know that the sheet is over there.
Okay. So Coach Matt's going to do something new. You talk or I talk?
30 seconds. I'm going to be doing a Next Level Consulting. I'm not calling it recruiting. I'm going to teach the girls or boys how to basically put themselves out there, what they need to do from start to finish. But probably 3 sessions. We're putting it all in their hands, not the parents, not a guy that you're going to pay a lot of money to. It's their job to do what they need to do, and I'm going to teach them how to do it. The sheets up there shows exactly what we're going to go through. It's like a working group, and I'm going to make them do it. Mock sessions of how to talk to coaches, what to ask coaches, letters, how to do letters, how to do highlights, all the important things of what they need to do if they want to play at that next level. If they don't want to play at the next level, no big deal. But for the ones that want to play at the next level, they need to do certain things, and I'm going to teach them how to do it.
Here we go. And information is over there, and if we're out of copy, you can just take a picture, and Coach Matt will be here afterwards.
It's not free.
Questions. It's not free. No, it's not part of your
It's not a lot,
Sorry.
but it's not free.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, your age definition chart is next. So the cutoff is July 1. So if whatever age your kid is on July 1 of 2022, right? Am I right? I always get confused on this, Jack.
Just look at the months on the side and find their year of date, and you'll see their
Year of birth.
Their,
Year of birth.
You'll see
And you
their
can
age
find
group.
out where your kid is supposed to go. This is important because not only are you going to register for that age group, but when we go tryouts, you're going to try out in that age group. Regardless of how amazing your player is, you're still going to try out in their age group, okay? So next is our season tryouts. So our 12U and 13Us are going to be on Halloween extra points for coming in costume. I'm kidding. Don't come in costume. Like a little ear or something would be fun, like cat ears, you know? I'm going to be in full witch costume. You can talk to my husband about why that is. Anyway, 12s and 13s, 1 o'clock to 3:30 on Halloween. To register for tryouts, the links will be live tomorrow, and we'll put it out on Facebook and on the tryouts page on the website. So the tryouts page is next, maybe. It's coming. The tryouts page of the website will have all of the links to tryouts. So our next age groups are 14 and 15 years are the following Sunday, November 7th, 2 to 4:30 p.m. And then the 16s, 17s, and 18s are at 5 o'clock p.m. to 7:30 p.m. So that's one day, 2 days of tryouts this year, not just one. The second day is Monday for 14s and 15U, and 5:30 to 7, and then Tuesday for 16, 17, and 18U, again 5:30 to 7. All tryouts are here in this building. Questions? Really? You guys completely confused? Okay, yes. Both days. Both days. The 12s and 13s is just one day, but the older groups are 2 days.
Mama, do you want to tell them about registering with USAV?
It's on
Yes,
there.
it's coming. It's coming. Anybody else? Okay.
I have a question.
Yes,
Tryout, how long does it take to find out what team they do?
it's coming. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
We got it. Oh yes, I'm sorry. You guys can sit down again. You can stay if you want.
Here, I have a seat for you.
Okay. So all the links for the tryout will be on the website at that link, 850elitevolleyball.org/tryouts, and then it'll have each age group on there. All players must register online, no exceptions. Don't come in the door without having registered. When you register online, you're going to see a tryout packet, and you have to have certain things. Is it later on?
Yeah,
It is. Okay.
it's the next one. I can talk to you.
Parents of players that wish to play up in an older age group will still try out with their age group, and then what happens, Jack?
We'll invite them back. So, for example, let's say you have a kid that's 13 in the 13th age group. She comes to that, she needs to register for her age, and then we'll invite her back if we feel she can compete with our 14-year-olds for the 14 tryout, the 2-day tryout for that. She will not have to pay 2 tryout fees. So it's 1 tryout fee, and then we'll invite them back. That's how that works.
Okie dokie. So the next page goes through, these are the things that you need to do. And this tryout packet will be on the website. You don't have to remember any of this. You need a tryout registration, which is for 850, and that's on Upper Hand. You register online, you put in all your information, you pay your $50 fee. Then you also need a USAV membership. You can do the full junior girls membership is $90, or you can do a junior girls tryout membership, which is $20. But as of December, that membership goes away. So when you make a team, you're going to still have to buy the $90 tryout, right?
You don't have to remember all of this. It'll be in that packet that you'll see when you go to register for tryouts. You literally can't continue to click without opening that packet, so we're going to force you to read through it. And then once you even go to purchase your membership, it'll walk you through it again. So you don't have to remember it all now because it'll tell you later.
If you've never registered for Upper Hand before, you might want to have a nice glass of wine first and just
Yes.
keep swimming. Like Dory, just keep swimming. You can do it. Just keep going. There's just a lot. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Makeup tryouts. Oh boy. So this is an older version. Basically, last year we did makeup tryouts prior to the regular tryouts, but we're not doing that because we've got some teams that are continuing to go on. So makeup tryouts will be send an email to 850 Elite, that same email address. Yours is? Oh, good. I'm glad. Oh, that's right, because I did my old one. Okay, perfect. So just send an email to that web address, to that email address. Technology is hard, and talking about it is hard. Okay.
I agree.
Tryout results. Who had the question?
Mm-hmm.
Tryout results. Okay, here we are. So they'll be notified of the tryout results via email by 5 o'clock p.m. the day after the last tryout. So you got a 2-day tryout, and your second day's on Tuesday. By 5 o'clock p.m. on Wednesday, you'll get an email to tell you if you made the team or not. Okay? Players who have earned a spot on the team roster will have 24 hours to accept their position on the team by submitting a payment for $200 non-refundable deposit on the link in the email. Yes. 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 So yes, if you didn't make the team, you're going to get an email. If you did make the team, you'll get an email. And the link to accept your spot, if you get a spot on a team, the link to accept your spot will be in that email. Did you have another question? No? Okay. I'm just making sure. Your face looked like it had a question on it. You're good? Stop it! Don't harass the people. I know it's not Brooka.
The email that we will contact is the one you use in your Upper Hand account.
Yes.
We've ran into problems in the past where someone says they didn't get their email. Well, I don't know one of 6 emails that you have except for the one that's in Upper Hand. So when you register for Upper Hand, or if you already have an account in Upper Hand, please go in there and make sure that is the email, your primary one that you would like us to use to contact you.
So make sure whatever.
And check your spam.
And check your spam. Yes, absolutely. Check your spam. That's right. And then once all deposits have been made, at that point, then we make the team and we send out the team rosters. Yes.
I have a question. All of this is new to us. We've only ever done cheerleading where like everybody makes the team.
Right.
So not everybody makes the team.
Not everybody makes the team, depending
Except
upon how
grassroots.
many people try out. We've had that everybody makes the team. Grassroots, everybody makes the team. But on our travel teams, typically we'll have cuts. Yes.
Do you have any opportunities for those individuals that don't make the team, other than continuing on?
Not during club season, unfortunately, because we have limited court space. But in the sets where the summer and the fall stuff, after club season is over, then we do camps and clinics all summer and all fall. Yeah, we just don't have the people or the court space. I wish we could.
Depending on the age of your player, our region does offer waivers for kids to play down if they deem necessary. So we've had in the past a girl that's 14, her skill level wasn't quite good enough to make our 14s, and we kind of submitted, and he said, yeah, she's approved to play on your 13s team. So it's kind of a case-by-case thing that's
Yeah.
not made up by us. So we send that off to our commissioner, and he kind of makes that decision.
Anybody else? Yes.
13-year-olds the next day, the day after Halloween, they'll find out.
Yes.
Yes. Good question. Okay. So our injured player policy, if a player is unable to make the assigned tryout date for their age group due to an injury, we'll have a makeup tryout for them no later than 1 week prior to their tournament, their first tournament. So we've had this situation in the past where, we've had a player that's played with us for 3 years and she gets injured, so we held a makeup tryout for her. That's open to everybody. Did you want to say?
No.
Oh, okay. But remember that if an injured player really wants to be on a team and they can't try out, they still have to go ahead and go through, and I'm going to tell you what the equipment package is in a minute. They have to order their equipment package and pay their deposit. Now, if they don't, in advance like any other player, so that they will have their equipment package ready to go, presuming they make the team for their first tournament. That makes sense. Does that make sense?
It does, and if they don't make the team, then
If they don't make the team, then they still have the equipment. We've never had that happen, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. Practice schedules. So practices will begin the week of November 15th, but that's just a week that we're going to do some skills training. The next week is going to be iffy with Thanksgiving. It's going to be a coach by coach basis. So our real practices will begin I think November 29th, but we will start skills training practices on the 15th. So that's kind of a cool thing that we do because we have our own building. There are a lot of clubs that don't have their own building and they can't start until later because they can't get gym space. So that's just a benefit of being with us. Practice times, all practices are here. Grassroots practice will be 1.5 hours, and then the other travel team practices are minimum of 2 hours. And grassroots have a 2 weekday practices. The white teams have 1 weekday practice and 1 weekend practice. Gray teams are 2 weekday practices. Black teams are 2 weekdays and 1 weekend, and blue teams are 2 weekdays and 1 weekend. So when we make teams, you'll get your practice schedule at that point. We did the regional first serve tournaments, and blue team and black team. And yeah, and so what Jack said as far as the regional tournaments versus the national tournaments are outside the region. And the region, just so you know, goes from Mobile to this side of Tallahassee, right?
Like right
Sneeds.
before Sneeds.
Yeah.
Right before Sneeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a pretty big region. But if it's outside the region, like Orlando or Atlanta, we had some teams go to Lone Star in Texas. That's a national tournament. Okay, so our general schedule. These are general schedules. This is what we use to base our club fees on. Each individual team can accept the schedule or amend it a little bit, so costs will vary. These are just the white team general schedule. You can see them. And those are typically 1-day tournaments. We've got 1 2-day tournament there. The gray team, so this is 7 tournaments. We've just got a schedule conflict on one of these, so we'll have to pick one or the other, but we put both of them on there. And again, these will be decided at the team meetings once you made the team. Then you'll decide on your schedule. But these are just a typical. Black and blue general schedule for 12s to 14Us are that one, and that's 8 tournaments plus the friendship tournament if your team's going to the friendship tournament in Foley. And then the black and blue team in the general schedule for 15 to 17Us. Again, that one is 8 tournaments plus friendship. And the black and blue schedule for 18Us is a little bit different.
Yeah.
That's the same, huh?
No.
That's good? Okay. It'll be different. It'll be a little bit different than this. Last year it was a little bit less than
Any
this.
of these dates. These are just general schedules for us, like she said, to base our fees off of that we give you. Your final schedules will be decided at your team meeting that you'll have.
So you can look at this as a reference. No need to memorize it or wonder how you're going to make hotel rooms or anything like that, because it may vary.
change.
It'll change. So estimated cost for grassroots is $650, and these costs are this plus your equipment package. So the equipment package is on the next page. White team is $1,400, gray team is $2,100, and black and blue teams are both $2,600. Now these costs are with an assistant coach. If you don't have an assistant coach, the cost will come down somewhere between $300 and $500, because your team fees go into on the next page. Cost covers the team fee for USAV, the team equipment, tournament entry fees, facility fees, head coach and assistant coach if applicable, their fee, and hotel and travel expenses. Any questions on that? Nope? Okay. As we said, there is a scholarship program, and for information, you can go to the website. The forms are over here to fill out the scholarship application. We're like you're going to go to school and fill out a scholarship application. There's verification of income and all kinds of stuff. So we're trying to get kids used to doing scholarship applications if they're going to go to school. Always great to fill out scholarship applications. And the other things that we want from our scholarship players are commit to attending at least 80% of practices and games, attending club fundraisers if there are any, bring a minimum of 2 sponsors. These are sponsor signs up here. We also have sponsors on the back of our parent t-shirt. Maintain a GPA of 3.0, and then write an essay and make a presentation to the board, which I will help them with. I help them make a presentation to the board. We did not do that the past year because of COVID, but we did do the essay. 850 will allow the parking lot of their facility to be used for fundraising. If you guys want to do a car wash as a fundraiser or whatever, the team can organize it and we'll provide the facility. This is our equipment package. So we've got, this is for new and returning players because we've got new jerseys this year. So we've got custom made jerseys for 850. And our equipment package includes 3 jerseys, 3 practice t-shirts, 850 backpack, which is giant this year, warm-up pants and jackets. And then you can order optional spandex or knee pads. And then the grassroots package is $90, and that includes 1 jersey and 3 practice t-shirts. There's a sort of variety of costs, or a scale of costs, $350 to $380 on the equipment because of COVID. I don't know if you guys have tried to order anything. Like, it's all over the place. So if they run out of one level of whatever backpack, we're going to have to go to the next one. So that's why there's a little bit of a range there. Clutch is our new uniform provider, so they're going to do all of our equipment for us. Payment options. If you want to write a check, you could write a check December 1st for the whole club fees, less the $200 deposit that you make. Or you can write 2 checks, one December and 1 January, but we're not doing checks on the 5 payment plan. We do have a 5 payment plan. That's going to be online with Upper Hand. So the way club fees work for those parents who've never done it before, your fees are due and payable when you accept your spot, because the way we calculate the club fees is we put all of the tournament registrations, all of the coaches' hotels, and everything goes into that club fee. So when you accept your spot and start the team, your club fees are due. We give you the ability to pay over a 5 payment plan because we know it's a lot of money. So that 5 payment plan will be online. You'll do a credit card and it'll just automatically hit your credit card for that 1/5 payment. Does that make sense? So we used to do 5 payment plan on checks, but we're not doing that anymore because we got burned a little bit. Anyway, and that was it, contact information. So that's our email, the website, and on the website you'll find information on the tryouts and our past college commitments. All of those end banners are all of for our 6 seasons, how many kids we've had go to college to play to the next level. What else? What did I miss?
I don't think anything. Questions?
Questions?
How many
Yes.
girls per team? I'm sorry.
How many girls per team? So it depends. It depends on the team. The cost is based on a 10-player roster. So if you have 11 players, it'll be a little bit less. 9 players, it'll be a little bit more. Typically, we have somewhere between 8 and 11 players. Yes?
Are we still doing the practices close to parents and the testing of COVID and all that kind of stuff?
Right. So what we'll still do the COVID forms. So when you start, you're going to attest that nobody's had COVID in 2, whatever it is, 10 days, 2 weeks,
Whatever it's supposed to be.
whatever it's supposed to be. You'll still attest that everything is free, and then if something changes, you're going to let your coach know. We're going to allow parents in on scrimmage days. So 1 practice a week, I think is what we said. Yeah. So that way, it's kind of the best of both worlds. You get to see your kid play and see the progress they're making, but then they're not looking at you while they're playing. So that we're trying to do a hybrid plan of parents all the time or parents not so much. We do have a room for parents who drive a long way. So if you're bringing your kid to practice and you don't, you're in Panama City, you're not going to go home, we have a room that you can sit in and read or whatever. And anything else? It was a lot, yes.
One question. So, my daughter, the first year ever played volleyball was this year, and I'm just wondering the philosophy behind the cutting off of the grassroots at the 7th grade level, I think is what I'm seeing. So,
That
if-
it's
if
a USAV thing.
Okay.
It's a USAV program. That's their age. It
If they-
actually
if
goes
they
less
don't-
than that, but it doesn't go over 12.
Okay. Because if they don't make a team, then they're losing out on the year-round developmental, and it's kind of like they're out of the loop now.
Yeah.
So that
So
kind
how
of
do we attack that?
Yeah, that kind of what we talked about earlier about a waiver. So if that's kind of a case by case thing. We've done before where we allow like brand new kids that are 13 years old, never ever touched a volleyball. We let them kind of come practice with and train, right? But they might not be able to participate in the actual tournament just because they're playing against 7-year-olds sometimes, and the net's like 2 feet off the ground. So there are things we can work out.
Because
for
there's
that.
like some skills where what we've seen as parents that they have kind of developed.
Yeah.
But then there's other skills that they haven't at all developed.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
so that might make them not competitive to make the team, but they really need to focus on this one thing, and maybe
Right.
they should do that.
And if we had more court space and more coaches, I would never cut a kid. Like I hate cutting kids, but it's a function of space and coaches.
If it does happen, what other options in the community do we have to develop the kids so that,
Yeah,
you know, that's,
I honestly don't know because we're the only place in the community that has. I'm sorry. There's another club that has a space in Destin, and there's a club that has a space in Navarre. But we're the only club in this place that has their own facility. So if you don't have your own facility, then you're fighting basketball and whoever else for court time. So that kind of goes across everything. Is the lack of court time is tough.
So there's no city rec league or anything like that?
Not that I know of. Does anybody else know of this?
And Navarre has YMCA volleyball, because we've done that for 3 years.
okay.
There you go.
Where's that at?
Navarre,
Well,
we live in Navarre, but I mean, at the YMCA, I don't know if y'all have a YMCA here that may have.
They don't have courts. Yeah, we got the only courts in town. That isn't in like a school.
There
gym.
are other training opportunities that we offer that's not a team. So we do offer private lessons
Yes.
year round,
Okay.
group lessons as many as 5 or 6 kids. There's nothing that we set in stone with it. Like we're willing to work with you and your daughter. This goes for anybody on training her.
Really what I've seen is just the serving. Like the serving seems to be, they pick up all the skills and then they're missing the serving. So it'd be great if I could just get a coach for like 2 months just to work on the serving.
Get a volleyball.
Yeah. Get a volleyball. We're showing
I'm being
you
honest.
how.
Get a volleyball. I
And
taught
then
mine in
just
front of a
take
garage.
it from there.
In front of my garage.
Sir, we've been working on it for
Yeah.
4 months.
Yeah. I wish
Mine
we could
could-
solve
they
all
They need
problems.
a guy like you to tell teachers, yeah, they're not gonna listen to me. I'm gonna cook you dinner after the pain.
That's it.
So-
Would that be something you do during this tournament season, or you would have to put that off to the summertime?
Private lessons.
Yeah.
So it depends on the coach and their schedule. Really, some of us work here full time, some of us have full time jobs, and then we coach here after. So it depends on their availability. But it's definitely, I mean, there are certain, like we set schedules definitely, but most of the time over the weekends, we're gone.
Yeah.
So
So you're traveling on the weekends.
Traveling.
Most of the tournaments are over weekends. So.
You guys write like a rule book. We are kind of sitting in the stand and not knowing why someone's
Oh,
not in
what's
line.
going
We're
on.
like, we don't even know what.
Yes,
No
we've
one
had that
knows.
come up before.
It would take you a long time to find
I
that
need something
reason.
to read. I'm like,
because-
we need to learn this game.
Yes,
You know, we're
yes.
not like-
I use Google myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I Google
Is there like a
rules
certain
myself.
particular like?
USAV. If you go to usav.org or whatever it is,
Yeah.
they have a whole
I think it's
list of the rules.
USAvolleyball.org maybe. They have a rules explained.
They show every bit of the signals in the book, in the rule book. So if you see an official doing a signal,
Yeah.
you can look at the picture and he did this or he did this or she, and it'll tell you, oh, net, line.
Well, we've seen like the games where the opposite team will hit the ball over, and all of a sudden our team will score a point, and we're like, We don't want that point. We want a real point. Like, we didn't earn it.
No, Mama. We want all points. Well, you don't say we're not going to take that point. We want the points.
Look, that's how we win volleyball games. We win volleyball games from the other mistake.
That's right. That's right. But we've talked about this before. It's really just a matter of time to be able to prepare something like that, which is just like a volleyball for dummies, just so that we just haven't had time to do it yet. It's a need. It's definitely a need. We'll see what happens. Every once in a while,
You can go to that USA Volleyball website.
Yes, you can.
And they'll have an entire list.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Anybody else? Yes. Go ahead, you.
Just a quick, just clarification. So you're paying the registration cost when you register.
Yes.
And then
That comes off your club fees.
you still need to pay either the tryout membership or the girls membership. You need to pay one of those as well?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
If you
So
pay
it's-
the tryout membership, you will which is $20, I think.
Right.
When your kid makes the team, you'll have to pay the full
Right.
90.
Right.
So you won't pay. That's a USAV thing, not us.
Yeah.
You won't pay the
Right.
difference which is $70. You'll have to pay the full 90.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was thinking you were asking about deposits. The tryout fee does not come off your club fees. The deposit comes off your club fee. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And back there, say again, I'm sorry. Oh, if they want to play up, how do you let us know? Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
you can let us know at tryouts,
tryouts.
when you check in, but ultimately it's kind of our decision as No, I think it's fine if you just check in and put a color on. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll make a notation of it when you check in at tryouts. And there was one over here. I thought there were 3 questions. No, we answered it already. Anybody else? Yes.
Closed tryouts, right? You drop the
Yes,
kids off and
yes,
then you pick
yes,
them up.
tryouts are closed, yeah. Typically we'll have, like, as they're trying to, they're coming in and they're getting signed in and whatever. If we're not using all 4 courts, which we won't be because we'll come in and register on that court, you can kind of hang out until everybody's through and they actually start trying out, and then we'll shoo you out kindly. Anything else? That's it. We're done. Thank you so much for coming. Yes, let's all. Yay.